Happy Saturday. I am walking up the driveway, have a little bit of story time. Don't know if you know this or knew this, but Lester, myself, and Tony all lived in a barn. That's right, we lived in a barn. You may have seen it already, but I'll give you the tour from my perspective, how it used to look when I lived there. And there it is. This is the barn. Okay. Hell hath no fury like a dad whose tools are missing. Pops? The light was on. Thought maybe he was in here. Okay. This is the feed shed, tool shed. Let me zoom out a tad bit. It may not look like it. It doesn't look like it, for sure. But I lived here. This was my home. And before it was my home, it was Lester's home. It's storage now, right? It's Pops' storage, tools, food. We'll start at the back of the house. I'll give you the tour. Yeah, I don't think anything is up to electrical code in here now. But this was my bedroom. So I guess I should start at the beginning. Okay, Pops.
Now, let me say something. Y'all come in here, you like Gigi. Oh, my Lord. How can you find it? I know where everything's at. I know I got to move stuff sometimes. But listen, I have an excuse. They kicked me out of my big barn. You know, that big barn was mine.
Right, right.
Daniel and Jake moved their junk in and booted me out.
Yeah.
Then Dan built him a big old shop over there. But I'm confined to this little house that you lived in. And everything I owned came over here. So yeah, it's stacked up.
So it was this little house was Lester's first, right?
No. Tina and Tom built this house.
Oh, Tina and Tom.
They built this house.
They built it. Then Lester moved in.
They divorced.
Right.
Then Lester moved in.
Right.
I'm trying to think how it was. I think I had the mobile home down below. I think they traded.
Okay.
He wanted the mobile home, whatever. She wanted down there. He wanted up here.
Right.
So they traded. I believe it's how it is. You know, over the years you forget. And then after that, you moved in.
Right.
Then when you moved out, Tony moved in.
Right.
And then Harvey come and destroyed it.
Right.
And Tony moved out.
And which one was before Harvey? Because there was one there. I remember I built that privacy fence in the backyard, and something came through and blew that whole thing down, like as one big piece. I remember that.
Well, we had several hurricanes with a lot of wind,
right.
So I'm not for sure.
But yeah.
But Harvey's the one that finished it off. You know, he got water all up in here. Everything was floating around in here. It was a mess.
This was the kitchen.
Yeah, this is the kitchen.
Actually, cool story about the wood floors. Me and Mom put these wood floors in.
Yeah.
we took. Me and Mom took some plywood and stripped it, cut it, stained it, put wood floors in here.
Don't scare me no more. I had no idea you were doing that.
Oh, I'm scared, Pops. Yeah, so that's kind of the rundown of all the different places all the different people that have been in this home. I forgot about Tina being here, but I do remember when Tina went to the mobile home up closer to where mine and Steph's house is now. But this was the kitchen. The refrigerator might literally be the same exact refrigerator that's always been here, because that's where it was. I had a sink over there. That is like an original cabinet, I'm pretty sure. I put these tile floors in and literally never got around to grouting them. But this was the sink. And is this the original refrigerator, Pops? Is this the same refrigerator that's been in here forever?
That's not it. Harvey got all that stuff.
Oh. But this is where it was. That's the same location.
Yeah, that's another one I got from Harvey.
I was just talking about how I'm not sure all the electrical in here is up to code.
No, it's not up to code. I assure you.
This little room here was an addition, and Lester started this addition, and I don't think he ever finished it. And then when I came in, I finished this addition to it. This was kind of like my office type area. I had you know, my computer over here on this desk, and this right over here was the laundry room. Washer and dryer were over there. This is the bathroom. Let me turn the light on. So this was the bathroom, bathtub right there. Looks like it's actually still there, just has a board over it. Toilet was up there at the top. I remember that when I moved in here, after Lester moved out, everything was carpet, even this bathroom. This bathroom was carpeted as well. So I had to fix that. I pulled all the carpet out of this like entire house except for, yeah, even this was my bedroom. I even pulled the carpet out of here because I ended up staining the concrete. But can't really tell now. This was my bedroom. And the layout of the house really didn't change between all the people that lived here. The only thing different was that every time someone moved in, you know, they added something new. They added a new little addition. So Lester added this wing. But like I said, he never got around to finishing it. It was almost finished. It didn't have any interior walls or anything like that. So I came back and finished that. And then my addition, well, I was actually here for a while. I did a lot of additions. The wood floors, the tile floors, the stained concrete floors, finishing the extra room. And then this, I actually built this porch. When Lester had it, it was just kind of, you know, like a lean-to and dirt. So I put an actual porch down and expanded it. And then just walk around the back. Did Luna come out here? Luna! Okay, let's walk around the back. So here, where the bees are, if you imagine, Luna! I see her. So imagine this little, Luna, over here, those are bees. This little lean-to type storage shed, this was not here. So the house essentially ended right there where the roof pitch changes. That's where the house ended. And I went, this is actually a really cool story. If I haven't stressed enough how awesome my mom is, she's pretty awesome. Where all this stuff is right here, there used to be a door. See where he's got these poles hanging? There used to be a back door, and that was how you came into the backyard. And I've always been a backyard outdoor type person. So I come in, I finished the expansion, I built a front porch, and then I started on the backyard. And this was before all of Bree's animals and things were here. So what we did, Pops had fruit trees over here, and they kind of inside where the animals are now. Pops had fruit trees there. So I did a privacy fence, and I don't know why I built a privacy fence. I just felt like I wanted to try building a privacy fence. So I did. Just for kind of from the corner of the house right here to the back fence where the bees are, and then another one over there. And I just had kind of like this cool space. I had a little fire pit area out here. And I went somewhere. I went on vacation. I went on a trip, and when I came back, as a surprise, my mom had built me a full-on gazebo in my backyard. It had, like things hanging off of it. It was covered, chairs on it, just an awesome hangout spot for my backyard. And I had no idea she was doing it. It took me by surprise, and it was amazing. So I have a lot of cool memories of being down here, living at this house. Actually hung out with Steph a lot here before we were even dating. I remember one story I'll tell you. If you look out there in the other pasture, the neighbor's pasture, there used to be an old tree that was like leaning over. A tornado or something had pushed it, and it was slanted over the pond, which you can barely see the pond now because all these trees are around it. But the tree was slanted up over the pond. And one night, a couple of my friends, we were all gonna go try and climb the tree. And I don't know if the idea was to climb the tree and jump into the pond, but no one was brave enough to jump into the pond, so we all just ended up climbing the tree. We climbed up the tree, came back, and we were all covered in ants. And we didn't know it because it was like dark when we went to do it, to climb this bent over tree. And we were covered in ants from head to toe, fire ants. And man, my feet were super swollen the next day. And I remember like sending a text to my friend group and just being like, my feet are like 10 times the size of normal feet right now. And I was just kind of bedridden in the house, and I get a knock on the door, and it's Steph. And like I said, this is before we were dating or anything, but she showed up because she felt horrible that I was in pain with my swollen up feet, even though it was my fault. And she brought medicine and stuff, and brought me food and medicine, just as she's always been. She cares. She takes care of people. That's what she wanted to do. That was kind of a cool memory in this house. But yeah, so that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people that lived in a barn. That's Tina, and then Lester, and then me, and then Tony. Living in this barn. Looked a lot different back then. So I hope you enjoyed the story time this morning with guest star Pawpaw. I'm glad I ran into him because I forgot about some of the details. But that is the story of how so many of us lived in a barn before it was a barn.